Good afternoon. I think I'm finally getting this live stream right, and thank you so much for joining, sticking with me, and listening. Today, we are going to talk about a topic that is very, very broadly wondered about, and that is how do you launch a new course? Is it possible to pre-sell before you actually get started building and designing and developing? And I want to talk to you today about something that I have done in the past and what I've learned from that and what I'm doing better going forward. By no means is launching my area of expertise or my favorite area, but I'm stepping outside my comfort zone, not to be the expert in front of you, but to tell you how I've solved this challenge for myself. Okay, so in the last 2 weeks, in case you missed it, we talked in the very first live stream, which you can hit me up and get the replay. I talked about my approach at the start of a new project to set the whole thing up for success and how to shift from that overwhelm at the thought of creating an online course to actually making forward momentum and doing it. Last week, I talked about how to validate your idea that you have before you dive into creating something new. And today, I want to talk to you about how do you pre-sell it? So how do you prepare for this course launch? I do have a free download that at the end, I will give you a link to download. I've got a workbook that I've been preparing for you. It has the last couple of weeks already embedded in it, and you can start to take notes as we go along. So stick around for that. You're going to want that download. And so do not make this mistake. Don't wait until you're ready to enroll people before planning a launch. The very first time that I ever launched a course, I told you about this last week, but I didn't get my audience ready to buy beforehand. So you need actually a fairly significant launch time, especially if you've never done this before. So there's some great people that are teaching about this, and you want to make sure you have 60 days, 90 days even for your pre-launch runway. And this seemed like such a long time, but you need to be nurturing an audience, showing up for them, building that credibility for yourself, making connections, finding out what is going on with people, what they want, what they need, before they're going to be ready to jump in and buy something from you. So you do have to nurture people in advance. Don't make the mistake of waiting and then wondering why your course launch flops. You can do a lot to prepare in advance so that you have a more successful launch, which means you have sales at the start. So if you are a B2C type business and you are selling training or courses to companies, this is a bit of a different situation. What I'm talking about right now is if you're selling your courses directly to other consumers online. So in that B2C model. If you are working with corporate clients, your sales approach is going to be different. You're going to be building relationships with your corporate clients and understanding what do they need from you. And sometimes you're even custom creating solutions. This is a different model and not one that I'm really covering today. If you don't know me, if this is your first time being on a live stream, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Manya Horner, and I am an education consultant. I'm working with entrepreneurs to help you create learning offers that deliver results, get engagement, and are satisfying for both your own business goals and the way you like to work in the business model you prefer. But even more importantly, it's about the integrity that comes along with being a course creator or a coach. You need to have this integrity that your course gets the results for your clients that it's intended. People are spending a lot of money, they're spending a lot of time and investing that in order to learn something from you. And so it's our joint responsibility as course creators or content creators to make something that is transforming people. That is my whole mission. I'm on a mission to help get rid of poorly designed online courses. And I do that by offering course audits and also supporting you with strategy. So that's me in a nutshell, a little bit more about what I do rather than who I am. But just take a minute right now and reflect. If you have this dream of creating a course or creating something that can bring passive income, that's a great dream to have. There's a lot of people taking advantage of the course creation industry, content creation industry. And so just think, what would life be like if you already had a course created? We often need to work on our mindset first and start to envision ourselves in that future place that we want. I can tell you, it feels very satisfying. It feels really satisfying having created a course that you know is working for people. It's satisfying collecting that feedback from your students and learning that what you're doing is making an impact for them. And it can really free you up for time for other projects if that course you've created is running on an evergreen model, or it's running kind of on autopilot with your sales approach. So that can be a really wonderful position to be in, to have that extra revenue stream. So I would call on you to reflect and envision what life would look like if you already have your content beautifully packaged up and ready for people to consume. Creating and launching a course doesn't need to be intimidating. It can be a fantastic way to get your expertise into the hands of more people without sacrificing your time. And I'm pleased that I have wonderful people on my team who support you individually with creating your own custom launch strategy and launch plan, in addition to supporting you with building your course itself. So our company here at Boost, we help people with launches and with the course creation itself. So if you're finding it's tricky, please don't be offended by your own inability to create this and get it launched. You might just need some support, a streamlined process, and all the tools and resources to help you get to the finish line. Okay, so why should you try to pre-sell? Well, it really helps if you can validate that people want what you're offering. As you can probably tell, creating a course takes time, and your time also equals money. Don't discredit that. And it also takes a lot of effort. It takes sometimes outsourcing to get this finished product made. So if you try to pre-sell, it can save a lot of upfront design and development costs. I would encourage you, at the very least, to talk to people, get them to sign up, get them to get on a wait list, tell them what your course is going to be about and those benefits, and see who you can gather for at least a first run. Even if you've got 5 or 6 people that you can test out, even if it's a live training, you can test out with people before you spend a ton of time and investment on making a digital course with modules that are pre-recorded and worksheets and workbooks and exercises. It's a great idea if you can take a small group of people, pre-sell, and show up and teach people in a very affordable and simple way. It's a great way to test out if your exercises are going to work and to learn from this potential pilot group what their challenges are, where the hard parts are for them, so that you can get ahead of all of this. This is all part of researching what your final solution is going to look like. So pre-sell in a very simple way, even if you're delivering like a small group webinar or something in person. It doesn't have to be your end solution, but it's a great way to test out if what you're doing is going to work. All right, so what should you do with a launch? This is a very high level. My team has beautiful spreadsheets that pre-populate and the questions to ask to help you with creating your custom launch strategy. But ultimately, it starts with your goals. What are your goals? How many people do you want in this? What are the timelines? What kind of launch strategy makes sense for you? Are you going to do a webinar? Are you going to show up in live? Are you going to offer some sort of promotion? You really need to think creatively here, get outside of the box. And then what's your offer? What's the thing you're selling? Is it a course? Is it a membership? Is it a workshop? Is it a series of webinars or live trainings? What's that going to look like? Make sure that is starting to be created, outlined, you're doing your research there. Because ultimately, the sales strategy and your product creation run in parallel projects. So it's very helpful to have these two pieces of your project mapped out, and you're starting to track progress and make gains on the actions that are needed simultaneously. You also have to plan out your expenses, and this can really help you think about what should the price of your offer be, because you want to make sure that it is profitable at the end of the day. You should also be starting to map out dates. And then this is a final point here that I wanted to highlight. I have a friend, and my course is within her business program, and she has a wonderful quiz that can help you figure out your marketing archetype and what kind of marketing person are you. I'm going to show you here her website. This is businesswithsarah.com/quiz. And I hope to actually have Sarah come on with me live to talk a little bit more about this. She really is great at marketing. But figure out your marketing archetype by taking the quiz. It's a really interesting way to learn how should you start to show up on your social media. It's just beyond what I can create. So I love that quiz. I would definitely suggest you go do that. Okay, so start to think, where are you at now? Regroup. You've got your concept. You maybe have started to talk to some people to find out, are they interested in this? You've had your calls with people in your ideal market to find out, is this something they would like? Now is a great time to start to prepare. How are you going to launch this? How are you going to sell this? And start to prime your audience in the 2 to 3 months before you're ready to launch. Now is when you're starting to plan the project for not only the build of your offer, but also the marketing strategy for your offer. This is all important as you start to prepare to launch. So the next step is to make a plan. If you feel like you have the capacity and capability to do this on your own, that's great. If you need support, reach out. Would you like me to continue helping you develop this journey until you have a clear learning plan and a launch plan? I have a wonderful launch strategist on my team who can help you with the full preparation of this. And also we can support you with the actual marketing itself. So I would encourage you, if you are going to keep moving forward on your own, that is great. You may run the risk of being the same place next year with no course, wasted time and money. I don't want that for you. I want 2022 to be the year where you're getting ready to sell and make and kind of get to the finish line on this dream of building a course. Again, don't be offended by your own inability to create learning offers by yourself. There's a ton of moving pieces here with regards to building your course itself and the launch strategy. So reach out for help. I'm coming live on here every Monday at 1 p.m. for the next 5 weeks. Go ahead to boostld.com/livestream_worksheet and grab that. You can also find my Boost LD YouTube page where I've been uploading some prior sessions. So part 1 and part 2. And I try to keep these all under the 20-minute mark so that you can kind of binge watch these. But go ahead, take a look at those and recognize that you can do it. You're not special. You may just not have a well-proven process yet, but we do. We can help you with that. And the content you have in your brain, the expertise you bring to your audience, the results that you get for yourself and your clients need to be shared with more people. And what does it cost to book a call with me? It literally costs nothing. I do have free discovery calls. So if that is something you'd be interested in, please go to my website and contact me there. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day.